basically what we mean by compel is like we want to make the wives watch football with their husbands and make the husbands go shopping with their wives. Well, basically when a person gets married until the end of the marriage, ladies and gentlemen, and this is only applicable when the wife really loves shopping and husband really loves football, and then it is the main aspect of their life, then we'll only compel to this, right, ladies and gentlemen. How basically we're going to give them marriage counseling every year, and we'll based on them individually, and it will be by qualified counselors and psychologists, and we'll give them questionnaires that they can fill up, and they can actually really know what has been happening in the past year in their relationship, basically. And why? Because we see that football is a major part and a major aspect of the average man's life, average husband's life, and shopping is a major part of every woman or every girl or every wife's life. So basically, why do we want to do so? Because we as the government, we care about the health of the relationship of a married couple. We care about the woman, the wife and the husband, and we of course we want fairness in our relationship. Thank you very much. And this is very important in the current society because why? Basically, we see that the divorce rate is booming simply, especially in Malaysia. At least 47% of divorce rate in Malaysia. And basically, we're not saying that they divorce solely because the husband does not want to go shopping with the wife and the wife does not want to watch football with the husband, but it is because of irreconcilable differences, ladies and gentlemen. And we see these like you as watching football and shopping as very big differences. That is actually a main problem in today's relationship between husband and wife, ladies and gentlemen. And we acknowledge that this is not the main factor, but this is actually a sparking factor to major fights, which I will further elaborate my point, ladies and gentlemen. So what I will be talking today is why focus on basically watching football and shopping. My second speaker will be talking about how it helps the family constitution and how it helps the society. Alright? So basically what we're saying here that the wife can actually watch football with their husbands if it does not obstruct their work time or her sleep or her health. Unless she wants to do so and she chooses to do so, then it's a choice, right, ladies and gentlemen? And shopping, obviously, we do not want the husband to sacrifice his career, right? So basically, if it does not obstruct his work time, it does not obstruct his health again, and his sleep, then fine, go ahead. But if the husband still wants to do so, then it's okay. It's his choice, okay? So basically, we do not want them to get the wrong perception of these differences, ladies and gentlemen. We do not want them to have a wrong perception, which my second speaker will be talking about later. And what we see that is now husbands and wife are not spending enough time with each other, ladies and gentlemen. And we see that when the wife watches football with the husband, they can spend obviously more time with the husband. And when the husband goes shopping with the wives, they can spend much more time with the wife, ladies and gentlemen. Yes.
How do you solve divorce when you're actually compelling his wife who doesn't like to watch football?
Okay, ladies and gentlemen,
thank you.
Basically, I don't think you understand that we're using this as an analogy, right? Because what we're saying here is about the differences between a guy and a woman, a wife's life and a husband's life, basically. Let me get to that, okay? Basically, let me tell you, yeah? Why watching football and why shopping? Basically, watching football, as I said, is a main aspect of a lot of guys' life. A lot of guys, or the most average guys, love football, right, ladies and gentlemen? And they're really interested and really passionate, and sometimes they say that football is their life. And women's interest, obviously, every girl loves shopping, ladies and gentlemen. Every average girl loves shopping, ladies and gentlemen. And we see that there is a clash between these two differences, ladies and gentlemen. They are sparking fights and friction in their relationship. And we see that this is actually one of the sparking factors that we want to try to actually we do not want this to be a sparking factor anymore because we see that this has been a sparking factor and we want to change that, ladies and gentlemen. And it actually leads to misunderstanding because something small can actually lead to something much bigger. It can lead to major fights. It can actually show clearly that my differences and your differences is so big and coming together anymore, ladies and gentlemen. So we're saying that by allowing them and making the wives watch both their husbands and husbands shopping with their wife, they can actually balance out the differences and actually the wife can actually understand why the husband really loves to watch football and how the wife and the husband can understand why the wife really loves shopping, ladies and gentlemen. It's for them to understand each other, ladies and gentlemen. It's a platform for them to understand each other, ladies and gentlemen, which we see is very important in a relationship. Yes?
Ma'am, how?
Okay, never mind that. Okay, the man and the woman. And we see that obviously in a relationship, a man and a woman has a role to play, and they play fair roles. If a man makes an effort to go shopping with their wife, then we see the wife obviously has to make an effort to watch football with their husband. Even they really resent it, but because of their wife and because they really love that person, they will actually sacrifice that time and actually go watch football and go shopping with their husbands. So we want to show you that even with these differences, marriages can still happen. Successful relationships can still happen. And this is what we want in our community, ladies and gentlemen. This is what we want in our nation. Successful relationships. Successful relationships that can actually lead a better future generation, ladies and gentlemen, right? Basically. So what I have told you today is basically we're using this of watching football and shopping as two major differences. We're using as an analogy of how the clashing differences that is actually causing a major spark in sparking major fights and arguments and even divorce in the extreme, right? And we're saying that with making your wives watch football and making the wives understand your husband more and making your husbands understand your wives more by going shopping, they can actually reconcile, and they will reconcile because they get to know the wife more, they get to spend more time with the wife, they get to have mutual understanding, ladies and gentlemen, they get to have cohesion in their relationship. So with that, I am very proud to propose.